The Garden of Growing Hearts. In the quiet village of Blossomwood, there stood a small but enchanting garden known as the Garden of Growing Hearts. The garden was no ordinary place. Every child in the village believed that the garden held magical powers to help them grow, not just in height and strength, but in wisdom, kindness, and courage. Mila, a curious 10-year-old with bright eyes and a boundless imagination, often visited the garden with her best friends, Liam and Aria. The three children loved exploring its lush greenery, colorful flowers, and the ancient tree at its center. Legend said that this tree, called the Heartwood Tree, whispered lessons about life to those who listened carefully. One sunny afternoon, the trio gathered under the Heartwood Tree. Mila leaned against its trunk, closed her eyes, and whispered, "Heartwood Tree, how can we grow to be the best versions of ourselves?" The tree's branches swayed gently, though there was no wind. A soft, melodic voice seemed to drift from the leaves, saying, "To grow, little ones, you must nurture the seeds within you. Each of you carries a unique seed, but it needs care, patience, and courage to flourish. Would you like to discover your seeds?" The children nodded eagerly. The tree's bark glowed faintly, and three shimmering lights emerged, hovering in front of them. The first light floated toward Mila and transformed into a tiny golden seed. "Mila," the tree said, "your seed is the seed of creativity. You have the power to imagine, invent, and inspire. But creativity grows only when you face challenges with an open heart." Mila cradled the seed, feeling a surge of warmth. She thought of the stories she loved to write, and how she often doubted whether they were good enough. The second light drifted toward Liam, transforming into a deep green seed. "Liam," the tree said, "your seed is the seed of kindness. Your heart holds the power to bring comfort and joy to others. But kindness grows strongest when it is shared, even in difficult times." Liam held his seed carefully, remembering the shy new boy in school he had been too nervous to befriend. The final light hovered before Aria and became a radiant blue seed. "Aria," the tree said, "your seed is the seed of courage. You have the strength to stand up for what is right and to face your fears. Courage, however, grows when you believe in yourself." Aria looked at her seed, thinking of how she often stayed silent when others teased her friends, afraid to speak up. The tree's voice softened. "These seeds will guide you, but growth is a journey. Each day, you will face choices that will nurture or neglect your seeds. Remember, growth isn't about perfection, but about learning and trying." With their seeds in hand, the children left the garden, their hearts brimming with determination. The next morning, Mila sat at her desk, staring at her notebook. She had always wanted to write a story for the school competition, but she was afraid others might laugh at her ideas. Remembering her seed of creativity, she decided to try. She wrote about a brave squirrel who saved her forest, pouring her heart into every word. When she turned in her story, her teacher's smile reassured her that taking the leap had been worth it. Liam, meanwhile, noticed the shy new boy, Ethan, sitting alone during recess. His seed of kindness reminded him to reach out. He invited Ethan to play soccer, and to his surprise, Ethan turned out to be a great player. Liam realized that a small act of kindness could create lasting friendships. Aria faced her test of courage in the cafeteria. A group of kids teased Ethan about his accent. Her heart pounded, but she thought of her seed. Taking a deep breath, she stood up and said, "That's not okay. Everyone deserves respect." Her voice wavered, but the teasing stopped. Ethan smiled at her, and she felt a surge of pride. As the weeks passed, the children noticed changes in themselves. Mila's creativity blossomed, not just in writing, but in finding solutions to problems. Liam became known as the friend who always cared, and Arya discovered a bravery she hadn't known she had. One evening, they returned to the Garden of Growing Hearts to share their stories with the Heartwood tree. The tree listened silently, its branches rustling in approval. "You have nurtured your seeds well," it said. "But remember, growth never ends. Life will bring new challenges, and your seeds will continue to grow as long as you care for them." The children left the garden, their hearts full of hope and determination. They knew the path of growth wasn't always easy, but with creativity, kindness, and courage, they could face anything that came their way. And so, the Garden of Growing Hearts became not just a magical place, but a reminder that the seeds of greatness lie within every child.